Hey guys, today we're going to continue to learn how to find the area and perimeter of polygons, and today we're going to learn how to do that with triangles and trapezoids. The first we're going to do is triangles. Here we have the formula of the area of a triangle, and the area of a triangle is 1/2 of the base times the height. That is what a lot of reference sheets show. I prefer the formula that I have handwritten right here, which is the area equals the base times the height divided by 2. If you notice in my circle, it says the height of the base of the triangle must be a vertical line that intersects the base at a 90-degree angle. So the height is always straight up and down. The height is never at a diagonal. And this example usually works better when I'm in class with you guys, but if you can imagine when you go to the doctor's office and they take your height, you're never leaning sideways or slouched over. It's always straight up and down, back against the wall. So when we find the height, it has to be a straight up and down line. It cannot be at an angle at all. And now if you're wondering, why do I divide it by 2? Well, if you look over here, when we found the area of a rectangle, which is this shape right here, this is a rectangle, we said that's the same as the base times the height. Well, for this example, I want to get rid of that and that. I'm getting rid of half the shape. So if I'm getting rid of half of the shape, I would have to take whatever my answer is then and divide it by 2. So that is what the formula we're going to use today is we're going to take the base times the height, and whatever that is, we're going to divide it by 2. So if I scroll down a little bit, it says find the area of each triangle, and I also want to find the perimeter. So remember, the perimeter is the distance around the outside of the triangle. So if I'm finding my perimeter first, I start right here at this corner. To go from there to there, I travel 5 inches. From there to there, I travel 12 more inches. And there to there, I travel 8 inches. So I will add those all together. For perimeter, I always add 8 plus 2 is 10, plus 5 is 15. Carry my 1, 1 plus 1 is 2. So the perimeter of that shape would be 25 inches. To find the area, I take the base, what it's sitting on. To find the area, I take the base, which is 5. I multiply that by the height. And remember, height has to be straight up and down. It's at 90-degree angle. It is not at a angle at all. It's straight up and down. So 5 times 8 would be 40. But since it's a triangle, I have to divide it by 2 because it's only half of a rectangle, and that would equal 20. So the area of this is, excuse me, 20, and it's 20 inches squared. Because perimeter is measuring the linear distance, and area is figuring out how many square inches are inside of that shape. And that'd be 20 square inches. The biggest thing kids forget to do in 6th grade is we have to divide it by 2 for triangles. If you think about the words trapezoids and triangles both start with T, so does the word 2. So when we find the area of a triangle or find the area of a trapezoid, we have to divide it by 2. All right, let's do another example. Here I have a triangle. If I want to find the perimeter, I pick a corner and I travel along that corner. So from there to there is 9. So I would take 9. I would add that to this little hash marks to say those are the same. 9 and back to there, which would be 12. That'd be 18, 20. Carry my 2. It would have a perimeter of just 30 inches. No squared because it's not area. So it has a perimeter of 30 inches. To find the area, I take the base, the side that's sitting on, which is 12, and I multiply that by the height. The height is the straight up and down number, which is 8. 12 times 8 is 96. But because it's a triangle, it's only half of a rectangle. I would have to divide it by 2. And 96, I'm going to zoom in for a second. 96 divided by 2 would be 4, 8. Carry my 1, bring down my 6, 18, 0. Move that out of the way a little bit. So my answer would be 48 inches squared. So that is the area of the second shape. And now some of you are saying, but if I have two of those triangles, it would not make a rectangle. And you are, in fact, true there, in fact, correct. But if you think, I'm going to do my best to draw it this way. If I have a triangle that looks like, let's just do this for a second. If you guys notice, this is not a rectangle, this is a parallelogram, to my best of my quick drawing ability. And a parallelogram, as you guys learned last week, we found by also taking the base times the height. And a parallelogram is simply still just two triangles. So I'm still going to cut it in half. All right, move down to this one right here. For this one, we're not going to find the perimeter because we're not able to, because we don't know the distance of that, but that's okay. The area, this is a tricky one because if you guys notice, I have a lot going on here. The actual triangle I'm looking at is not the dotted lines. It's found inside these solid lines right here. So I am looking at inside there. I am looking at this shape right here. This right here is my triangle. So what's my base of that triangle? Well, it's sitting from, its base is right here. So it has a base of 5. How tall is my triangle? Well, that's the problem. Is there's nowhere here on this triangle that I can draw a line from my base to the top of it inside of my triangle. It just won't happen. So I have to have this dashed line. So what's its height? 4 centimeters. So I'm going to take 5 times 4 is 20. And since it's a triangle, I have to divide it by 2, which would give me 10 centimeters squared. 10 centimeters squared. All right, time for the last example. To find the perimeter of this shape, I pick a corner and I go around. So I have 4. So my perimeter equals 4 plus, go down here, which would be 13. And all the way back across, which would be 20. 4 plus 3 is 7. 2 plus 1 is 3. So I'm going to have a perimeter of 37 inches. To find my area, I take the base. Well, the base is right here, which is 20. I multiply it by my height. My height is my straight up number, which is 3, which is 60. But since it's a triangle, trapezoids and triangles, I have to divide by 2. So this is going to have an area of 30. So my answer is 30 inches squared. If this does not make sense, please go back and watch this video again. Also watch the YouTube videos I post to this. But hopefully this made sense. Video